All right, welcome here to Module 3. We're in week 3, ready to begin. We're going to do two things in this module. We're going to fill out Form 941 using a couple examples as for practice. And then we're also going to take a really in-depth look at Social Security and its real-life aspects of what it can actually mean for you, for maybe a relative of yours who's getting ready to collect Social Security, a parent or grandparent, or even somebody you know that's disabled. We're going to look at all of those issues today as we get into Module 3. But where we're going to start out, I wanted to quickly reflect back where we ended on week 2, just so we remember about when the payroll taxes are due. And what I mean by these payroll taxes, the ones I'm referring to right now are the Form 941 taxes. And those are your Social Security, your Medicare, and your federal withholdings. Those three are going to go on this Form 941 that we're going to complete today. So basically, it's the first three that the employee have taken out in our order. We usually do the Social Security, we do Medicare, and then the federal withholdings. And so those are the three that are going to be paid with 941. Remember how we look to determine how often you have to pay those taxes is determined by your look back period. And that look back period is basically a year back. It could be even more than that, depending on how far you are away from the previous June. So it's going to take, okay, where you're at right now, if you just started your business, or it doesn't even matter if you just started, if you're 10 years into it, you're going to go back to the most previous June 30th. That's your starting point, and then go back all the way before that to the prior July 1. And then depending on how much taxes you had taken out during that and that were due during that 1 year time period, if you're less than 50,000, then you're going to deposit monthly. If you're more than 50,000, then you're going to be the biweekly depositor. That includes, remember, both Social Security and Medicare for both the employee and the employer, and the federal income tax for the employee. And then that one special caveat rule where if you have over 100,000 at any one point that is due, you have to pay it by the next business day. For those that are really, really small, you can submit your, instead of doing it monthly, you can do it as seldom as every quarter. If you owe less than $2,500 in a quarter, then it's okay to go ahead and just send it in with your Form 941 at the end of the quarter. Then you might think, okay, well, how often do I have to do the 941? Well, that's due every quarter. And that's what we're going to begin to fill out today. So 941, due at the every quarter. And notice here that it's due the last day of the month. And if you remember that, then you'll never be in a problem. You do have a slight extension here, 10 more possible days to get it in. If you made timely deposits on all of your previous things that were due. So if they were monthly or the bi-weekly, then you can have till, if it was the end of the first quarter, you could have all the way till May 10th, an extra 10 days. All right, so now let's look into Module 3. We're looking at Form 941. So we've got our monthly, or this should say, it's semi-monthly or bi-weekly, and it's really bi-weekly here. Let's change that. And okay, so we file the last day of the quarter. Got a couple exceptions here. The 941. I think the best way to go through this Form 941, let's go ahead and pull up the 941. You'll have a copy of that in your learning activities. So this is when you open it up. If you need to, go ahead and pause for just a second and open that up so you can follow along, or you can just follow along here. It's fine too. You're going to remember, when you become an employer, you have to have an EIN number. So you're definitely going to have this filled out. It's just like a Social Security number. Same, it's 9 numbers. Just notice here they have 2 and 7 instead of usually how we do it is 3, 2, and 3. Yeah. No, sorry, 3, 2, and 4. That adds up to 9. Then you're going to come over here and mark what quarter. Are you doing it for the year? Don't worry about the date up here. It's still going to be a very similar form for most years, unless there's something odd going on in that year for Social Security or federal. You're going to put here how many employees did you have at that quarter mark. So if you were in the third quarter, you're going to look at September 12th and say, okay, this is how many employees I had, and I'm just going to list it. Box 2, this is your federal taxable wages, but it's only for the quarter. So if you were in quarter 2, you would figure out how much quarterly taxes did I have, and this is for federal purposes. So we wouldn't want to put gross wages here. We're going to look in our, and we have that separated out, easy to get to, in our payroll register. What is the quarterly tax? Or we can look at the federal income tax, what is taxable, and then just multiply that out by however many pays there were for that quarter. Number 3 is simply how much taxes were withheld from your employees throughout the entire quarter. So that one's not terribly difficult, and you'll see as we prepare the Form 941. What we're going to work with, then we're going to come down here we're going to jump down to line 5. 5A and 5C are the two we're going to look at. 5A, you're going to put in your taxable Social Security wages. And then remember this number, this is the 6.2, but times 2, because it's the employee and the employer portion. So this is the total amount that you should have in Social Security withheld. And then Medicare, this is the 1.45 amount, just doubled, and how much you should have withheld. We're going to then take those two boxes and add them up down here for line 5E. And then line 6 is simply going to be all of the taxes that we have. So this is the Social Security and Medicare part right here. And then we're just going to add in line 3, the federal withholdings as well. And that'll simply be line 6. 7, 8, and 9 we're not going to use for this class. Those are things that we won't need. Line 10 will simply be the same as line 6 then. They'll be the same amount. And as well as line 12. We're not going to use line 11 in this class. We're just going to come down to line 6, line 10, and line 12 should all be the same for our purposes. And then box line 13 is going to equal whatever your 3 months total. So if your 3 months are, we're going to figure this out too. How much should we have collected in month 1, month 2, and month 3? Because we are going to be a monthly depositor in our examples. We're going to add that up, and then that should be the same. And we should have made the same amount of deposits as what we owe for line 12. Let's go back and see if we have anything else before we actually go ahead and just jump in. The best way to do this is to look at an example, and that's where we're going to start. So what I want you to do is get out your payroll template, because we're going to actually add on now to your payroll template. We're going to add a whole section for the 941, and we're going to hopefully make it to where you don't have to do a whole lot of new calculations. Once you have them set up this first time, they should flow through. You're going to have to go through and check a few things, especially if there's a cap hit for Social Security. You're going to want to go in and verify those, and don't just take it for granted. But we're going to try to set it up in a way that it should take care of itself for the most part. So with that, go ahead and bring up your template. And we're going to begin to update this. We're going to update it, and the way we're going to update it is by kind of just filling it in as we go. But the primary thing that we're going to do to update our register is we're going to simply put up here, we're going to put, I would put it somewhere, let's leave a little bit of space after the journal entry and somewhat close so we can continually see these numbers over here, because we're going to need those, plus our current wages. So I'm going to start it here. I'm going to put Form 941. And then I'm going to start listing the lines that I'm going to typically want you to fill in. Line 2 is the first one, and we're going to fill that in. Line 3 we're going to want to do, I'm going to skip a line because line 5, 5A, and I'm going to put this as line 5A. Let's put column 1 and column 2. Because if you remember back to the column here, if we go back to line 5A, we have column 1 is the actual wages. Column 2 is the amount that's actually due. And we're going to do the same thing for line 5C. What's the column 1 amount, the actual taxable wages, and then column 2. Then we'll put in line 5E. We'll put in line 6. And then line 10 and 12, we'll go ahead and just keep those together because they're not going to be any different than line 6 anyway. But we can put that. And then we'll put let's go ahead and put line 13, how much deposits we're going to make. Now, down here, this is on the back side. And we're going to have month 1, month 2, and month 3. But how I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up a little bit more than just that to make it easier for us to calculate. I'm going to put month 1, and then I'm going to put how much Social Security should have been collected, how much Medicare should have been collected, and how much federal income tax should have been collected for month 1. And then I'm going to do the same for the other 2 months. So I'm going to just copy, I'm going to skip a line and paste, and then skip a line and paste, and then simply just change these to month 2 and month 3. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to do one other thing before we do that. I want to put in a total for the month. So to do that, let's move these. So I'm going to hit Control X and then move it down 1. And I'm going to put total. And let's make this an underline. So we're going to total up these 3 squares here. So I'm going to put equals the sum of whatever these 3 end up being. Now I want to go ahead and copy and paste this down. Get rid of this. All right, month 2, month 3. And I want to double check to make sure my totals for these copied as I wanted. And yeah, it looks like it did. It's only adding those ones, and this one here, yeah, it's just adding those. And then I'm going to put down here my grand total, which is going to be all 3 of them added up, all 3 of the months. So month 3 plus month 2 and plus month 1. That number, this as our check figure, check with or check against line 12, they should be the same. If you need to, you may want to go back and pause at any point. I'm going to save this as my updated template. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go save as. And I'm going to call this module 3. I'm going to call this updated template, just so I know what it is. Now, with my updated template, now I'm going to start work, and we're going to update a little bit more on this template before we're all said and done. I'm going to want to put in a few formulas, but let's do that as we're actually doing the problem. And so we'll save it. We'll save it again in a little while. But let's start looking at some of the problem, and let's start filling in some of our numbers to so this will make a little bit more sense. All right, we only have 2 employees, Mike and Jackie. Mike earns a weekly salary of $3,000 and Jackie earns $23 an hour. They work 40 hours a week, 13 weeks in the year, or in this quarter. Every quarter has 13 weeks. They are in the 4th quarter, and December in our way of calculating in this example is the month with the 5 weeks. It's not always going to be December. Sometimes it'll happen to be October. Rarely would it be November, but it's usually going to be one of the 2 longer months. All right, let's start putting in some of our information. I'm going to try to make it so I can have both screens up at the same time. So employee number 1 is Mike. Employee number 2 is Jackie. So far, we don't really need to know the marital status because we're not figuring out their federal withholdings. So that's okay. We're going to leave that blank for now. We're going to come over here to our next yellow spot. And it says that Mike earns $3,000. And all right, if I make it down to 100%, then those dollar signs will go away. Jackie, it says her current wages are $23 an hour and times 40 hours in a week. I know that to just do it by the week, because here it tells us we're not going to always know that it's by the week. We're going to have to look. Sometimes it'll be where it's semi-monthly. Sometimes it'll be where it's actually monthly pay. So make sure you pay attention here to how often they're paid. But this person, they are paid $3,920 a week. This is the 4th quarter, and right now we're going to prepare the payroll register as the 49th pay. So what that tells me then is our prior pays. If this is the 49th, we've had 48 prior pays. I'm going to make these just a tad bigger so the numbers will show. Okay, so I've got that entered in. Let's enter in some more of our information. Let's go ahead and put in how much withholdings are taken out. So that's the blue one that we don't know how to figure up yet, so I just give it to you. Mike has 380 taken out per check, and Jackie has 90. All right, now we got some of our new stuff coming in here as well, and we did these in the template, so you should already have them set up to where they're going to start taking away from our taxable wages. When I start showing here that Mike has 401k of 230, if I just put in that 230, then this changes this guy. Notice it doesn't change my Social Security though, or Medicare. Because remember, 401k, you don't take it out of your Social Security or Medicare, only the flexible, or only the federal taxable wages. Now for medical insurance though, that's different. This one will come out of our FICA, both FICA, the Social Security and Medicare. So that was $90 for medical insurance for Mike. In flexible spending, $70. Now when I come over here for Mike, 3,000 gross, and then these guys are also lower. Okay, so that's just entering in some of our initial information. We'll go and look at caps here in just a minute. For Jackie, she doesn't have anything for 401k. Medical, she takes out 70, and flexible spending, she has 50 put aside. All right, we've got a lot of our information in here already. Now, before I even go on any further, the next thing I want to do is I want to look, because when I saw this number here, it got me like, oh, well, this guy may be hitting or go over the cap if he's not already. Our guy actually is going to be close to the cap. He's very close. Now you can put this somewhere, since I've kind of put in our normal spot here where we would calculate our Social Security cap. So maybe over here out to the side, or you can just do it on another tab if that helps. Or you can just do it right here and just do it all in one big formula. I think that's what I'm going to do. If I was to do step one, if I take, so just kind of, if you see step one, let's put what it is just so we don't. Step one, if we take 136, 320 plus 2840, if I do that, I can do that in my head and I can know that that is going to be over the Social Security cap. And yep, sure enough, it's over 137.7. So what I want to do here is I want to go to step two and I want to say, okay, 137.7. And I want to subtract out my current wages. So 136,320. That's telling me that this number has got to change. I've got to do an override for this. I want this to now equal this guy because I've now hit the cap for Social Security purposes. When I go into the next pay, the 50th pay, this will be 137.7 and that's it. It'll be done. And this will be zero. Current Social Security wages for the next pay would be zero. We're already at the cap. All right, so that takes care of our Social Security cap issue. Social Security cap for Mike. Just the formula that we did to get to that. The other thing I'm going to want to do is come over here to my federal, my prior SUTA and my prior FUTA. Both of these employees are well over the 7,000 and 9,500 cap. So these are going to be zeroed. Current taxable SUTA wages, I'm not sure where that came from in my template. I'm going to have to maybe update my template, but it's going to be zero. Typically, it's going to be the amount of my SUTA or my FUTA wages, but I want to go ahead and zero those out because my prior federal taxable wages was 7,000, and there was somebody in class sent me the if-then statements. It's really just an if formula. Those are a little bit more complicated, and so I'm not going to try to explain those. But if you know how to do an if statement, you can go ahead and do it to where the program will know to max you out at 7,000 and then to max you out at 9,500 and no higher. And then once you're at those caps, you could put in a further if statement that says if these are at their cap, if they're at these numbers, then these have to be zero and no taxes taken out. So I could put in a SUTA rate. Yeah, I don't even give you one. That's why. But even if I did, it wouldn't matter. If I had put in, say, 3%, so 0.03, it's still not going to calculate anything because I don't have anything to calculate it against. There is no wages. All the employees are over the caps. All right, now we can check our journal entry, make sure it looks good before we continue on, just in case. The only thing I see missing here is the county, and it doesn't look like I gave us county information on this one. So, because I'm not really focused on the journal entry on this one. So, in that the county is blank, that's fine. I don't give it to us. We could have put something in there, but that's not the point of this exercise. But I can see that my journal entry looks pretty good. My check figures match. I'm ready now. Let's go ahead and work on our 941. All right, 941. Line 2. Remember, line 2, let's go back and check these. Line 2, I don't need you to put in line 1. That's easy enough. You could easily put 2 there for employees. What I'm worried about is these harder ones. Line 2, your federal wages. Notice this is federal, okay? It doesn't state that, but that's what it's wanting. If you would go into the instructions, it kind of more clarifies that, but it's wanting your federal taxable wages for this quarter. All right, so our federal taxable wages, assuming nothing has changed, it's simply going to be this guy here, your federal wages, times by how many pays did you have this quarter. And when we're doing this Form 941, even though we're doing it for the 49th pay, we're doing Form 941 for the entire quarter. We're pretending now that the quarter is over. So line 2 is simply going to be your total federal taxable wages times how many pays did you have. And in this case, it's 13 pays. Line 3, you're going to come up and show, all right, as long as nothing has changed, line 3 is going to be how much in taxes. That's what line 3 here is, how much taxes that were withheld. As long as it was the same every week, we can just take this week and multiply it by the 13 weeks in a quarter. So the 470 times 13. Now, where it gets to be the toughest of this form is on line 5A and down towards the bottom when the individual hits the cap, if there is a cap hit. In this one, there is. So with line 5A, what I like to do is I like to come over here and say, okay, for employee number 1, so I'm just going to hit equals whoever this guy is because it's going to change depending on the problem. So it's going to say, okay, whoever employee number 1 is, in this case, Mike. And then let's do employee number 2. And then if we needed to, we could have employee number 3, which in this case we don't, but later on we may have an employee. And that if we ever change employee 3's name, it'll go here. So for, this is for line 5. I've got to do a little bit of calculation here. And I'm going to set it up just for this problem. And then you would have to tweak it later. There's different ways that you can always go about this. This isn't the only way. Maybe you can find a little bit better way. Great. But I'm going to try to make it in the most understandable for right now. And then you can get more complex as you want to, as you go through. But to make it a little more understandable, it's going to have to be a little bit more fluid in that you're going to have to change it depending on the problem. So with this one, what I want to do is show the Social Security for each one of these. And I need to figure up, especially it's for this guy, for Mike. I need to figure up how much in wages did Mike have taxed for Social Security this quarter? And I've got to remember that I can't just use this number, this 1380, because that's in the cap week. And next week, it's going to be 0. The previous week, it was this, 2840. So for weeks, when you have a quarter, so quarter 1 is 1 through 13. Quarter 2 is 16 through 32. 16 through, and then you add 13. So that's 16 through 29. Sorry, let me just write it out so I can visualize it here. Quarter 1 is 1 through 13. Quarter 2 is 14 through 26, and 27 through 39. And now we're in quarters 40 through 52. Okay, that's kind of how the quarters are laid out. So quarter 4, we are in pay 49. So we're in the quarter 4. So pays 40 through 48 up till this pay, everybody had full taxes on Social Security. Nobody had hit a cap. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to simply say, okay, for Mike, I'm going to use I know you saying, hey, wait, you're using Medicare. Yeah, I'm going to use Medicare because the Medicare one isn't affected by the current cap. The Medicare would have been the full Social Security as well. So I'm going to say Mike, his Social Security wages would have been this number times how many prior pays have we had. Now, if you look at this real quick, you would say, oh, it's 8 pays. But don't look at it real quick because the number didn't, that would have been the case if this would have started at 41, 41, 42, 43, all the way up to 48. This starts at 40. So this is actually the prior 9 pays. So the prior 9 pays, Mike had earned this. On pay 49, Mike earned, whoops, this. And then from pay 50 through 52, so 3 final pays, Mike didn't have any Social Security taxable. And then we're going to want to total this when we're done. So we could go ahead and do that. Sum, how much of did Mike have taxable for Social Security purposes? This much. Now we need to do the same for Jackie. Now for Jackie, I can put in these, but what's the point? She didn't even hit the cap. I might as well just come on down here to the total. I know I don't need to break anything down for her. I could, but that's just extra work that I don't really need to do. So for her, I'm just going to come over to her current taxable wages because no cap was hit. It's going to be the same if I used either one. And I'm going to simply multiply that by the 13 weeks. Again, I could have broken it down. What did she have in the first 9 weeks, the 10th week, and then the 11, 12, and 13th week? It's going to come out to be the same. And then this guy over here, he's going to do the same thing, but we don't have anything for him. We don't know if employee 3 is going to hit the cap or not in any future example. So right now, I'm just going to leave it blank and have you fill it in later. So what I want to do at this point, our final amount is just simply summarize these 3 guys as total. So equals the sum of all 3 of these. That would be, this is the amount of Social Security wages for my, in this case, 2 employees. And remember, I had to do Mike, his a little separate, his a little different. So this is the number then I'm going to then reference for my answer here. I don't know why that came out red. Let's just change it. So that's kind of I told you that was going to be one of our more difficult ones. And that's just only because Mike hit the cap and I had to break his down individually. Column 2. So we go back to the 941. Column 2, you just take whatever you have in column 1 and multiply it by 0.124. That's easy enough. Equals this times 0.124. Okay. So things that I'm going to have to actually manually put in. This was a formula, didn't have to put anything in, weird. This was just a formula. These were formulas. I'm not going to have to change these. The things that I will have to change is anything over in here, perhaps. And with that being said, we'll just make these all yellow. And that could include this guy down here. Maybe here, I think what I'm going to do for this one, just so it's really clear, is I'm going to merge. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that for my template. But these are the amounts that we could possibly have to fill in. And then whatever our totals are, that's just going to carry over here. It's going to multiply by itself. Line 5C, column 1. This one isn't hard to do because Medicare has no cap. So we're simply going to take the Medicare wages for this pay, multiply it by 13 pays because that's how many weeks we have. You can see there's a big difference here, almost $10,000 that ended up that Mike isn't going to be taxed on for Social Security. by going over the cap. And then column 2, we're simply going to take this guy here and multiply it by 0.029. Remember, 029 came from right here. I just thought of something. If you want it to actually calculate without you having to go in and because if this ever becomes a semi-monthly or a bi-weekly or a monthly, you may have to go in and change a lot of these numbers. We can actually make that, do that right here. Let's put number of pays in quarter. And let's make a yellow here. So if it's a monthly payment, then it's only going to be 3. Where in this case, it's not monthly, it's weekly. So there's 13 pays. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to update my little formula here. I'm going to say instead of times 13, I'm going to say times this box, whatever's in this box. So then if I ever change this to monthly, I can just change this one number and it's going to change all of my other answers. And I don't have to go in and change each individual one or perhaps forget to. So I'm going to go to line 3 and I'm going to have it reference this box because I want it to be as simple as possible where I can just make one change and then it affects everything else. I didn't need to change anything here because that was all done over here. But I will change this guy. I'm going to take the 13 out and I'm going to have it reference this box as well. All right, we're starting to get towards the bottom half. Line 5E. Line 5E is simply adding up your column 2s. So we only have these 2 amounts that we need to put together. That's going to be our total FICA tax. And then line 6 is simply taking your FICA taxes and adding in your federal income tax. So I don't need to put anything in yellow here. These are going to self-calculate. I'm going to make this just a tiny bit bigger. And whatever is in line 6, for our purposes, is going to be the same as line 10 and 12. And then to match, I want this number. This is going to help us to see if everything matches as it should. I want line 13 to equal my grand total. So that's going to be a way, do these 2, they should equal. So I'm going to put that here as a reminder. Line 12 and 13 should equal if we did everything correct. All right, we're ready for the bottom half. For the bottom part of the page, or the back side, we've just got to determine how much in liability would have been due after the month 1. And this is where it comes into play. And I tell you that December has the 5th week. So December is going to be month 3. So month 1, October, is only going to have four pays. All right, so let's figure that out. Social Security collected in one pay from just my employee would have been $135.16. Actually, no, we don't want to do that. Do not do that. Because this Social Security is dealing with the cap. The cap is this time right now where we're having a little bit less. What we need to do instead is take this number and then we're going to have to start working backwards. We're going to take this number and then we're going to multiply that, multiply by the Social Security amount for both the employee and the employer. You could do it just by the employee and then multiply that by 2, but this just takes care of it for us. So this is saying, all right, with these wages, both the employee and the employer's amount should be 12.4%. And if I just did it for that, that would be for 1 week. but we have 4 weeks. So that's how much Social Security should have been collected in month 1 for October. So remember, I'm using my non-capped wages because that's what they would have been in October. I do not want to use this guy because this is only for the 49th pay. Times by the full Social Security rate, both the employee and the employer, for the number of weeks in the month. Medicare, we're going to do almost the exact same thing. We're going to take this cell times, but not 0.124, but 0.029 times 4 weeks. And then finally, the federal income tax. That one's going to be an easy one. We're simply going to take whatever our federal income tax, and as long as there was no pay adjustments throughout the entire quarter, we can just multiply this by 4 pays. Now, I think what I'm going to do again, we're going to set up a little formula so where we can just make one-time change in our amount. We're going to say number of pays per month. And I'm going to put over here October, November, and December. And we're going to have 4, 4, and 5. 4 pays in October, 4 pays, and then 5 pays in December. So instead of putting 4 here, I'm going to just reference it to my October cell. And then instead of having 4, I'm going to reference my October cell. And then this one as well. These I'm going to put in yellow as things that may need to be changed. Because if I only pay my employees monthly, then it's just going to be 1, 1, and 1. Or maybe the 5th pay is in October. So then I'm going to have 5, 4, 4. Month 2. All right, so month 1, if we think about it, month 1 would be weeks 40 through week 43. Remember, quarter 4 starts in week 40, and 40, 41, 42, 43. Month 2, this is going to be weeks 44 through week, so 44, 45, 46, 47. And then month 3 is going to be week 48 through week 52. That's going to come into play because when we hit the cap, we don't hit the cap until the 49th pay, this current pay. So I know November is not going to have any differences. It's going to be actually the exact same as October. It's going to be the exact same because November also has 4 weeks based on our problem. So we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're going to come up here for Social Security and say, okay, take our total wages times 0.124 times the November number of weeks. Then I'm going to take the same number times 0.029 times the November weeks. And then finally, the federal income tax, the 470 times the November number of weeks. I don't have to multiply that by 2 or anything else because it's just the employee that pays it. So these two numbers should be the same, and they are. Now we're ready for month 3. And this is where it gets to be a little more complicated again, because it's month 3 when Mike hits the cap. So we're going to have to figure Mike's Social Security a little different. All right, so we're going to do, let's come up here. We're going to have basically the same kind of a deal that we had here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste that and just make some tweaks to it. So I hit Control C, then I'm just going to hit I'm going to hit Enter down here. Let's get rid of this. Don't know what that is. Actually, I probably should have brought it down a little further. Didn't quite bring it down far enough. I want it to be equaled with my month 3. All right, so Social Security, from this would be, these got messed up. So this should be equals Mike. This should equal Jackie. And this should equal employee 3. This is going to be Social Security for December. So December pays 48 through 52. We're in pay 49, and that's the week that has the cap. So 49 is still going to be all by itself, separate. This one is simply just going to say 48 because they're in December. That is the only, that is the first week. And then pays 50 through 52 can be the same as well. All right, so for Mike, how much Social Security was there? What we have to do is come up here. Mike's current, his normal Social Security wage, which would have been in the 48th pay, would have been that amount. We're going to multiply that by the 0.124. And then we don't need to multiply it by anything. You could put 1 because it's just for that 48th week that the employer and the employee are going to pay in at that rate. For pay 49, we can do it one of 2 ways. We can go back and use this number, or we can simply say, I know exactly what he has for pay 49 because I've already done it. And then I simply multiply that by 2. Because for the employer's portion. And then for 50 to 52, it's going to be nothing again for weeks 50 through 52. Jackie's going to be the same because she never does hit the cap. I could just come right on down here and do hers again. So Jackie, she's at 800 times by 1.24. And then multiply that by the 5 total weeks in December. So I'm going to make hers in yellow as well to help us remember that, yeah, we might need to affect hers. And then, of course, we have nothing for employee 3 because we don't have employee 3. So the total Social Security taxes for December should be, let's take this guy out, should be 1,019. So we're just going to reference that, whatever that amount is. Medicare doesn't change. So we're going to, what we can do is we can do one of 2 ways. We can just go back to our old method where we said this times 0.029 and then just multiply that by the 5 weeks. And then finally, the federal income tax, the 470. Oh, I forgot one thing I wanted to do different. I want to multiply that not by 4 or not by 5, but by this cell. So I'm going to make that change right here as well. Instead of actually putting in the numerical number 5, I'm going to reference the December cell for 5. I think I'm going to do that for this guy too. For Jackie, I'm going to go up and reference the 5 pays. So again, instead of putting a 5 here for Jackie, I'm going to put how many pays were in for Jackie. All right, if we did everything right, this number better match line 12, because this number here now adds up all 3 months. So 12,112, and look at that. It did. It matched 12,112. We have now completed our form 941 for this practice. Now, before we finish though, what I want you to do is I want to keep our template, but we're going to get rid of the numbers in yellow. So I still want you to save this. So I'm going to save this as, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to save it as my module 3 lectured register. And then what I'm going to do, once I've saved that, I'm going to come through and I'm going to take out anything in yellow, because I want to be able to use this for a future individual. And this one should have been in yellow. So I'm going to have to go back and change that. But this one should be in yellow as well. Let's put it in yellow. We're going to take these out. These I had to manually override. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to take out the pseudo rate. This I had to manually put in. It's kind of like a yellow. Number of pays, that's a yellow. And then finally, my last few items, take these out. This one I had to do an override on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-put in the correct formula. Because remember, I'm just going to take this and slide it up. Okay, so that took care of that guy. I want to undo that formula for my template, because most of the time this is going to equal this, except if I have to do an override. Take out my prior pays. I'm going to take out Social Security for Mike, that calculation that we did. And I'm going to put back in employee number 1 and employee number 2. Now I have an updated template. Let's make sure I don't have any other numbers showing. I think I'm good. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to go in now and save this as my updated week 3 template. Module 3 updated template. Yes. All right. I'm going to have a second example. I'm going to go through the practice as well, because this is somewhat new, or it is new and a little bit more complicated stuff. So I'm going to have a second video. You should practice it, try it on your own, and then go through and watch the video and see how close you are to the right answers. All right, with that, I will see everybody in just a little while.